Yeah, what was I saying? You're talking about, you're not talking about dudes getting coached up.
He
You're
said,
talking
"Coach
about them getting
down,
coached down.
quarterback coach down." Yeah, Dion will pop in
Just-
here sooner or
Look,
later.
man. I mean, again, we've had this conversation a million times, and people can try and pretend it is what it isn't. But
Hmm.
everybody that's all these guys in college right now are still playing in pretty much a variant of the same offense they've been playing in since they were 8 years old.
Right.
That's where high school, prep, pee wee, whatever, up through college now. I mean, I say the same thing over and over again, just blue in the face. High school coaches want to be able to spend as much time putting athletes in a position as possible. And if they can do that without having to go through the same power I, 3 step read this, 4 step read that, look, one play, one word, one play, call it in from the sideline, put an athlete out in space, one-on-one matchups. You win your matchup, you execute, and you score points. It's real technically, I guess, not technically. It's any high school coach will tell you, hey, it's easier for us to do that, and we can spend more time working on that than we do,
Hmm.
doing all the rest of this stuff that y'all used to do in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
And college coaches like, I gotta win. And I saw something that was real interesting. I already kind of knew it, but you got to think about this. I think it was Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss said back 15 years ago, coaches spent about 70% of their time when they weren't actually coaching at practice, going over game film and getting ready for their next opponent.
Right.
Now they spend about 75% of their time doing the recruiting stuff.
Hmm.
So you got like 20 hours total of practice that you got for a college program a week by the NCAA rules. And yet these guys ain't going home till 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Okay.
That's what you break it down about 3.5 hours of practice a day. You know, that includes film study or whatever it is they're doing in these meetings.
Hmm.
That's still about a lot. That's 12 plus hours a day, and they ain't playing words with friends. So
Hmm.
if you can maximize your practice time implementing the simplest offense that kids that already know it, just
Hmm.
put them out there and let them do what they do, that's what they're going to run. And it's infiltrated up from the high school ranks, and these guys are like, look, this is what works. This scores a lot of points. This wins games. And it's not my job to get these guys ready for the NFL. It's my job to win games. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing with I mean, like I said before, I mean, you just don't. The crop is just not there. I mean, they're not looking to develop certain, like you said, they're not looking to develop a huge crop.
No,
So why not take the little bit of talent that you have or whatever that talent is and try to make the best of it by putting certain pieces around it. And I mean, even look, even the best talented quarterbacks, if they don't have certain pieces around them, at times can struggle. Look at Aaron Rodgers.
yeah,
I mean, Jordy Nelson not being there is making a huge
a
difference,
huge impact.
impact, and they
Well,
can't even go to the boot. They have not. They probably ran those that kind of that play action bootleg rollout because nobody else on that team is a deep threat and is what it is. And Aaron Rodgers is arguably the most talented arm in the league currently. So
at the same time, I mean,
it
if
is
we
what
go
it is.
back down the pantheon of the great quarterbacks of the Montana era and beyond,
Mm-hmm.
people make it sound like dudes didn't have bad years.
Yep,
Dudes didn't have bad games.
I
Aaron
agree.
Rodgers had games in a row that he doesn't throw for 500 yards, and now it's like, oh my God, what's happening? Aaron Rodgers gets to be Aaron Rodgers, and everybody looks at Colin Kaepernick and says, how come you're not like him?
Right,
What?
right, right.
No, people are talking about these guys need the coaches aren't putting the pieces around them. I mean, come on, man. We can remember an era where every NFL team did not run the exact same offense. It's a
Right,
copycat league. Yeah, look what it's gotten people.
right,
Every year, it's still the same four teams.
right. And it's gonna stay that way.
Right. So when did the perspective? I don't mind that. I don't care if that.
Me
My
neither.
thing is, when did perspective change and get to this weird narrative like, embrace the future? Hey, man, they done tried it. It didn't work.
Right.
How many Super Bowls did Fran Tarkenton win?
Uh, don't do that. Don't
I
don't
mean,
get
come
on
on,
Frank.
great. No, my
Don't get
point
on
is
Frank,
great
man.
quarterback, but people was like, if Fran Tarkenton played in this era, he'd be that Kaepernick type quarterback. And guess what? Same thing would probably happen.
Right, man. Don't get on Frank, man. Frank
It
talking.
ain't. I
Frank
mean,
Frank
Fran,
talking. Frank
he
talking.
in the
That's
Hall of
cool.
Fame. In the Hall of Fame, he cool.
Right,
He
right.
cool.
Yeah, and that's why they put Jim Kelly in. It was like, yeah, put Fran in. Frank talking. So I got to put Jim in too. Hey, Jim a hurricane, man. Even though he played for the Bills, he a hurricane.
Hey, somebody had it.
So
Or he was in the XFL. He was what, USFL first though.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man.
I
So
mean, I think you mentioned that too. I also maintain, yeah, the NFL is missing a developmental league. Where I
right.
mean, well, let's go back. How many quarterbacks you got that came out of World League that played in or won a Super Bowl? I think we can count three.
It's a good, yeah, but no, that's a good point. That's a good
It's
point.
Brad Johnson. I mean, not a great quarterback, but he was in. There's a lot of teams right now that would like to have Brad Johnson. Um, Kurt Warner.
But think of, but let's be real. Brad Johnson had some decent years. I mean, he had a
Yeah.
couple great seasons with Minnesota, and then went to the Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl.
Well,
So,
before he was in Minnesota, he was in Washington, so everybody forgot he was a good quarterback.
oh yeah, that's right. He did play at Washington. Yeah, that's terrible. You're
Yeah.
right. Never mind. Move on. Yeah, and of course Elway, right?
Well, he didn't play in the World League.
I thought
No,
he did play.
nah.
Oh, the World League. I thought
Yeah,
you said USFL.
or NFL Europe, World League, NFL Europe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can think of Kurt Warner, Brad Johnson. There's somebody else that's obvious, and I'm not thinking of it right now. But there's like three guys that either played in or won Super Bowls that came out of there in that kind of post Aikman era. And I'm like,
Hmm.
that's pretty much what the NFL needs right now. You want to talk about coaching guys up? And guess what? Colin Kaepernick probably needs to be in that sort of environment. If it worked, I mean, Kurt Warner, he coached him in the summer. He worked with him all summer, all that stuff. Hey, World
Hmm.
League, NFL Europe worked for Kurt Warner. Why wouldn't it work for Colin Kaepernick?
Hmm.
So, I
All right.
mean, we can get all mad and huffy and all that stuff, but I think all of our perspectives are skewed. Then we start talking contracts, that ain't helping nobody. I'm sorry, I just had to say it.
Oh man, that is funny, man. So what's your take on this whole playoff and Final Four thing? I
I
mean,
learned last year
every
ain't nothing to really pay attention to until that first week of December.
man, they just gotta sell it. It's like ESPN and all that. They just
I
gotta
ain't watched a single broadcast of that.
look. No. The best thing, it was a little clip from Joey Galloway. He basically said, you know, we're talking about this because I need something to talk about on Tuesday so I can keep my job, but it really don't matter.
No,
That was kind of
no,
paraphrasing.
man, dudes was at work mad. I walked up past the pod, man. There was a guy who was from Ohio, was
Mm-hmm.
hot. How y'all
Mm-hmm.
gonna disrespect us? Didn't go
This
to
is
Ohio State. Disrespect us.
they
Good
put
grief.
Ohio State what 3?
Last year, the last week was four.
Oh, there was 4, and then at 3 this. Yeah,
No, last week, but he was mad last week, like hot.
right.
And everybody was standing around the pod was like,
Right.
Oh man, that was disrespectful. Defending national champions.
He says
If
it
you
was
won through,
disrespectful.
I'm just saying, man. If you right now, if you went 1 through 4, you number one until that first, second week of December, whenever they do the final announcement. Wake
Right.
me up when that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the thing is with me, I'm laughing because it's so funny. I heard Kurt Herbstreit on Mike and Mike today, and they were talking about if the Big 12 ran, if Oklahoma State or other finish undefeated, that it's possible that they will still get beat out by a one-loss Notre Dame team who lost to Clemson. And Kurt Herbstreit basically was saying the justification is their, out of conference scheduling Lamar and all these other schools. Well, I went and I looked at Alabama's 2 out of conference games, and other than Wisconsin, they played in some college I never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why is it? Because in my mind, should we just go ahead and pencil Alabama in every year? Because I'm like, they lost to Ole Miss, and not saying that Ole Miss is a bad team and it's the SEC,
But Ole Miss did just lose to Arkansas.
and Ole Miss just lost to Arkansas. Notre Dame did lose to Clemson, and you can make whatever case you want about their schedule and the ACC teams and whatever the case you want to make. But at least their one loss, at least is 2-1 team in the ACC that is undefeated and that y'all consider has enough talent to be ranked number one. So why is Alabama automatically in? Like, their one loss is worse than
They're
Notre
just in
Dame's
this
one
week.
loss.
I mean, hold on. They're just in this week.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me? Oh boy.
Oh, there you go. I lost you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, well, so what? Alabama's in this week. They got what?
But they're number 2, and nobody's saying anything about if the Big 12 ran off, would Alabama be out? They're talking about Notre Dame, and I'm like,
But you brought up Alabama.
but I'm saying, why isn't Alabama not in these discussions? Their loss is a bad loss to a certain point.
Fair enough. I'm just saying they still have another opportunity to lose. Or
Who?
two. Alabama.
I'm not even.
And so does Notre Dame.
Everybody's got opportunity to lose, prayer. What I'm saying is the discussion to me is irrelevant, even to the sense of saying which team will be out, because nobody's talking about. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like a default.
We agree that it's irrelevant. We just disagree on why it's irrelevant.
Well, what I'm saying is everybody's talking about this team, and it's like I feel like Alabama is always untouchable. Like, we can never talk about Alabama. Nobody can ever talk about Alabama. There's always Alabama and another team. 1 year is Alabama and Notre Dame. 1 year is Alabama and Ohio State. Did they not just see Ohio State not barely beat Alabama last year? So why is Alabama always the team in? Like, Farnball must have some stock in this or something, man. What is going on, dude?
Perhaps that was a clickbait question there, because you're talking about Alabama in the playoff last year versus whatever's going on this year. I'm like, that's completely irrelevant, which is still beside the point.
No, Prem, to me it's not irrelevant, because
that's why we're not on the committee, because
every single year, because of their quote unquote Nick Saban legacy of Alabama, it doesn't even matter if they lose a game.
What's up, Prem? What's up, Cuzzo?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, DR? We sit here talking about the NCAA playoffs.
It might not, listen, man. It might not matter.
I have no comment.
Okay, I want to finish my comment.
Okay, I'll listen. I have no comment because I have no time. I'm done.
Thank you, gracious sir. Good man. Good man. I missed you, Dion.
Hey, man, I miss you too, brother.
Hey, man, I'd give you a hug if I could, but I can't.
He's a big boy.
Damn, boy,
though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, Cuzzo don't even. Cuzzo.
I don't even hug him.
You just did way more than Cuzzo has ever done.
I don't even hug him, man. I don't even hug that dude.
Hey, look.
Cuzzo hit me. Yeah, hit me up, man. You too big to be around me. Like, you need to walk. My bad, Fred.
Sorry. What was it? What was your jersey number again? What is it? 30? I can't really tell. No,
333.
Is that an area code?
Right. It's 3.
Man, y'all crazy, man. Got a little prayer trying to finish his thing, man.
Go ahead.
Okay, crazy. All the brothers that wore the number 33 on their jersey.
Oh man.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I wore 33 in high school. Okay. Look, man, we're sitting there arguing about one
Nobody arguing with you. Argument.
Okay. We're discussing trading one bad system for one that was probably going to be worse all along. People was mad because teams got the legacy pick back with the BCS. Now,
okay, because you're gonna make me comment, but now. Yeah, because that's a good point.
It's so what?
Yeah, that's a good point, though, Prev. I mean, honestly, but I think if you're going to look at it, I think you have to look at it in terms of, is it giving others more of a chance?
It was never designed to.
It was never.
Well, I'm talking. No. Wait a minute. I'm talking about the new system. I'm talking about the new system. Is it going to give?
No.
Well, if it's not going to give any other schools any other chance, then to hell with it.
That's why I said I didn't want it.
I'm sick of all of it anyway.
No, Prev is on point with that because, like I said, I'm realizing now. I guess I was saying what you're saying. I'm saying what you've already said because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, the same is going to be at least 2 or 3 of the same freaking teams then every year. And it's like, what's the point?
Oh, because last week I was like, Alabama gets in with 8 losses or something. Something crazy. I said something crazy. Alabama creeps in with 6 losses. It's the first time ever.
Here's I'm going to underscore this before we move on to the next joint, please. Mm-hmm. Let's say Alabama lost to the team who was number 1. And let's say they lost to a really good team, and they didn't have a completely crappy non-conference win. Then we'd be upset that we were talking about 2 SEC teams.
Right.
So, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. And it was just so funny how, and I like Herb Street, but it was just so funny how he was real quick to jump on Baylor. And you got some feedback, man. Hello?
A little feedback.
You still got Mary Jane on, man? You still got, what you
got
on,
man. That's the game. That's the game on in the back. Hold on.
What game?
This is the game on. Watch somebody playing.
The game you was talking about, Prev.
I don't think we're talking about the same game.
No, but what I was saying is, it was so funny how they were so quick. It's almost like you said, it's almost like the playoffs. I get it. Like you said, there's no need of watching it until the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line is, it's almost Kurt. He was so quick to jump on Baylor, and these guys were scheduling these cupcakes. I'm like, everybody schedules cupcakes. Everybody does it.
Well, wait a minute. There's more cupcakes going on nowadays than I think I've ever seen. Because of the little schools are trying to get in too.
Well, but what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let me ask something.
But hold up, Brad. But the point I was making was it's easy. It's funny how it never seems to reflect against the SEC teams that they are also doing it the same way that everybody else is doing. It's like they don't get penalized for playing Louisiana Monroe, but Baylor gets penalized for playing Lamar.
Hey, Prev trapped me into going into this. I am now backing out because you know where this is going? This is going to go where we were that one night, and we were comparing the SEC versus everyone else, and they should just take 3 or 4 teams out.
You're right.
Because those 3 or 4 teams don't matter.
Right.
And really. So
right.
That's what I just said. If you weren't talking about one not bad loss or one bad loss by one Alabama on legacy merit, then we'd be talking about 2 or 3 SEC teams. And hey, look,
it's a mess.
Let me shift the gear here.
It's a mess, yeah.
You know what? We're talking about cupcakeism and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Cupcakeism?
No. Hold on.
You made up a word.
Cupcakeism. I'm going to be honest. The schedule, I don't think scheduling practices is not like they've ever changed. It's just that all of a sudden now, because of the BCS and now because of this, you're holding people to a stand. Hey, man, remember, Pete, come on, you are a Hurricanes fan. You
Yeah.
remember when them boys was independent.
Yeah.
Now,
How much they? Yeah,
now
that
get
helped
this.
them a
Now,
lot.
wait a minute. When they had to play the 2 or 3 big boys in that independent schedule, because Florida State was independent too,
Mm-hmm. And Penn State and
and
Notre
Penn
Dame
State and Notre
and
Dame,
Notre
so they
Dame.
might have 2 of those guys or 3 of those guys in a year.
Well, Florida State was every year,
Yeah, Florida
and
State
it
was
was
every
either
year.
and then they either
Was
did Penn State and or Notre Dame,
right, but
pretty
the
much.
rest of
Yeah.
them dudes was Virginia Union.
But
No
but
question.
but hold up, Prep. But here's the point I'm making.
No question.
But
No
here, but no,
question.
no, I understood. But what was the thing every year with Florida State and Miami? They had to go
To
undefeated.
go undefeated.
They
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
to. It
Yeah.
was no question
Yeah.
when we watched. That's why the Florida State Miami game was late in the season because we knew once they lost when they put it. Remember when they started putting them early in the season was when they went to conference play.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Yeah.
they were independent, they was like similar to the Ohio
But
State. Remember,
Pete,
but
It
my
was.
and I
I
agree
mean,
with that. I
but
agree with that. But my
most
point was,
all independents got to go undefeated almost.
pretty
But you're
much
right though.
but you had more. And
BYU,
get this, remember, they had more independents back then.
right? BYU, yep.
You know, you had more guys that could float around and
Notre Dame has always been.
right.
Right. And
So
yeah, so Notre Dame
and then
having
when we get these teams that start transitioning, not from from these independents, like when Florida State joined the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
that's right because
I
Miami was
mean,
Big
come on,
East first,
man,
then
it was like King Kong Bundy and
But
midget wrestling.
but now, okay. But now check this conundrum. Florida State joins the ACC. If any ACC school went undefeated, nothing would have happened. If they had a beaten Florida, so I'm talking before this conference play and all the other teams
yeah,
joined.
because
Yeah,
that's when a certain
And I
person on
think
this panel
that
was there.
no,
yeah, oh, and that's why I believe Mac Brown left because
I
I mean
know
who wouldn't
we
want
agree with
who
that.
yeah who wouldn't want to be in the title, and it's like you come here, you're like, okay, well, if we do win out,
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
we can't compete now. We still won't compete. No one's gonna, in dollars and cents, want to see a basketball
and
school. Now, if
there's
that
talent.
were the basketball, if that were the heels in basketball, oh, dude, it's a wrap. It's
But
a
but
wrap.
but the thing is, it was funny thing you say that though, Dion, because in your era there was more talent coming out of North Carolina than a lot of schools on that East Coast.
Yeah, yeah,
Y'all had a lot
yeah.
of talent come out in a
I
5-year
mean,
period.
state, Wake Forest. I mean,
But
people
what
were
I'm
putting
saying
them
is,
out.
Chapel Hill.
Oh, Chapel Hill in general. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
guys
yeah.
were a
Alone.
premier. You guys had a premier top 10 defense for like
yeah,
3 years.
Pete, I would
Yeah,
also add that
ranked
there's
first
a shift,
in the
there's a
nation.
power shift in the region as
Yeah.
well, because a big issue with North Carolina prior to then was they weren't keeping the best kids in state. They were going to South Carolina, they were going to Clemson, and all that West North Carolina talent up in the mountains,
hmm
all them boys was going to Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee stopped getting
West
them
Virginia
guys,
was a
I,
monster,
and West Virginia.
maybe,
and they only played for what
maybe.
one title out of all of that. They
I,
had one chance to win a
well,
title.
I tell you what, I realized this, and this is what I've learned from those things, on everything you guys just said. But here's what you have to know: if you have dynamic recruiters, if I'm the head coach and Prev's a dynamic recruiter, and Cuzzo's a dynamic recruiter, and you coach your butts off, and I trust that you do it, you can win every single game. I don't have to do anything.
Oh, I mean, but we weren't talking about that. We're just talking about the reason
Well,
why
I'm
you
talking.
saw this. So, but it's the same theme in college football everywhere. When somebody gets really strong, when traditionally they haven't been, you can bet that there's somebody that was a former direct competitor that isn't doing too well right at that moment.
Right.
Right,
That's
right.
somebody
I
else.
mean,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
a fact.
Right, right.
Like the Tech, even though Tech was good, Florida State
Well,
started to
I
fall
think
off.
yeah,
And
but
and
we
and,
were
and
also talking about how clownish it is that we have to even sit up there and watch people debate about who's gonna be in.
I
Money
don't.
is
I
gonna
No,
be
we're
in.
not.
Okay,
No, we
like
weren't.
I
No,
mean,
we
come
weren't.
on.
We weren't debating about it. I was just making a point. I was kind of bringing up the whole how ESPN sells it, but then when they sell it, the points that they make are
But they're
just
selling it because it's their product.
always. But what I'm
It's
saying
their
is, it's like
production.
every
I'm
single
agreeing
person.
with you. I'm Pete. I'm agreeing with you on that.
Yeah, no, I'm just
That's my
saying
point.
everybody sells it to make sure that no matter what, at the end of the day, they're always going to
Right.
protect that brand of the SEC in some capacity. That's all I'm looking
That's
at.
all day long, all day long.
It doesn't
And like I
matter.
said, a few
Why?
teams don't belong there.
But I mean, yeah, and to move on, we'll get to the NFL. But to move on, the funny thing about all of this, at the end of the day, is so funny. And Prayer, we talked about this a while back, a long time ago. The whole aspect of the ranking process is all relative and subjective anyway. Like
Always has been. So why do we go away from it?
who can tell me that this wide receiver that plays at Oklahoma State is not as good as the guy that plays, at Florida? You know, I
when
mean,
you look at the
do
NFL
you?
rosters and you got
Because
people
when he was in high school, he was
from
playing against
everywhere.
X talent, and that talent could have actually sucked for
That's
a
right.
couple of years, but he padded his stats. But then but when you put it all together, this team is better than that team. Really? So who's to say what
Hey,
cupcake
I
is a real
mean,
cupcake? Who's a cupcake with icing and who's a cupcake without icing?
I go
You
on
know,
further.
like
Pete, I go on further.
who got
Now,
yeah,
who got the sprinkles?
yeah.
You know,
it's like, yeah, who got the sprinkles?
No,
Look, we also spent a good portion of this year before we go into playoff selection committee talk and all that. We spent a good portion of this year saying, well, you got a team that's number one and you got another team that's number two, and these guys put up a. But we've been saying all year long, you know what? Nobody's really dominant.
no.
no,
Nobody
no.
is really that much
And
better than
Clemson is the college version of the Bengals, so everybody's waiting for them to fall.
right. But my point is,
Yeah,
when you get into an environment
They
that
got all the talent in the world every year, but they fall
Clemsoning, they
at some
call it.
point.
You know Clemsoning. You know the term.
Nobody around here is getting that hype. They're like, yeah, let's just wait. They're like, let's just wait.
well, hell, I mean, don't forget the boys. The boys are undefeated in the conference now. So hey,
And by the way, just to move on to the NFL, Prep, our only loss this year, Dion, is to your school. So shout out to those Aggies.
Yeah.
Shout out to them,
Hey,
baby.
look,
then
and
you
look.
guys are doing big things.
At
We're
one
doing big
point, hey,
things.
look. At one point,
Bring
UNC
on
was
Central.
beating Duke worse than UNC was beating us.
Right, we scored a couple points.
They let us, but shoot.
Hey, that's fine.
Dude,
I'll take
listen,
it.
I'll take what I can get, man. I mean, my boys are out there doing it as quiet as kept, and then like I turn around, I'm like, wow, these cats are undefeated in the conference. Really?
Well, Duke should be undefeated in conference until
Really?
Their only
Really?
loss, but then look at it. Their only loss was to an SEC school that they could have beaten.
They should have won.
They
that
should
game.
have won that
the
game.
damn game.
They should have.
Should have.
Man, but hey,
All right.
I mean,
Well, let's.
I'd just like to see the boys doing good. That's all.
Well, your boy.
Your boys
Well,
are doing
look.
good.
Well, just to give you a shout out to your basketball team, they are ranked number one coming into the season this year. I think.
And
I think they're
I'm
ranked
not
number
even.
one. I think they're number one
They can
in Kentucky National too.
listen. They can blow that smoke somewhere else. I'm not listening to
I
that.
think I saw that. Maybe I was wrong. But anyway, moving forward. So do some NFL midseason awards, man. I think we all agree on the
Patriots.
offensive rookie of the year.
Best this, Patriots. Best that, Patriots.
I'm not messing.
Well, okay. First of all,
I'm not messing with you.
First of all,
I'm not doing that.
all right. If anyone else gives Tom Brady so much credit, I'm gonna lose it. Honestly.
What you talking
Listen,
about? He's the greatest quarterback we've ever seen in our lives. I had to say it just to get you going. I'm not gonna do you like Lanise though. I'm gonna let you get
you know, Zeus is like, I'm ready to throw that
Angry.
thunderbolt. I'm ready. He's almost ready. But listen, honestly, I mean, it's just like, can we start giving praise to some of these coaches? We're always tearing down coaches, not we on this show, but just in general in the public. Like, coaches can never get a break. The Patriots have an awesome system. You can plug anyone in that system, and
No, I
they
won't
will
say that.
thrive because. I'm
Well,
sorry.
anybody except for the
I'm sorry.
quarterback. Anybody except for the quarterback. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm with you.
Oh,
Please, are you
I see
kidding
what you're
me?
saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you talking about the skill. You talking about other guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
skill position,
but
lineman. Yeah.
let's
You can still arguably you can still plug anyone into the quarterback
With the
position.
Matt Castle thing, yeah, okay.
no, but Matt Castle he
I
got
mean,
lucky, man. I
Hey,
think
luck
I'm
counts,
okay,
starting to say
bro.
he got lucky. I'm
Luck
starting to say
counts.
it
It's like
counts.
right. You
fantasy
can't go
football. Luck counts.
He ain't done nothing
you
since, man.
can't just
I
plug
know. But
anyone.
that's
But
why
if
he
you
says that
plug
system.
someone that's average, they're gonna be okay.
You in that system, the way that they run the system, and they've changed it from time to time based on the talent. Hint, changing the system based on the talent. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah. But bottom line is he
But
knows what he
everyone's on
has.
the same page, man.
But here's the
Coaching wise.
here's the key to any offense. Hey, what the hell just happened there?
My flip screen, my
Dion's flip screen is not on the same page.
What in the
it's
world was
not on
that?
the same page.
Yeah, you
It
just
falls
had
flat. I
your
have to.
flip screen just had a torn ACL or a lacerated kidney. Seems to
My
be the
spleen.
trendy lacerated kidney seems to be
My
the trendy
spleen.
injury. But no, my point is in
I have to
every
hold it up where
offense,
it'll fall flat.
but in every offense, in every system, regardless of how well oiled it is and everything, you gotta have that one alpha dog that just sets the table. Gronkowski makes that much of a difference for Brady. It's as simple as that. This
Hmm.
dude
Hmm.
draw. I'm saying he draw. You
Hmm.
can't plug just you. If you got a Gronkowski, yeah, you could put a Petey Dukes next to a Gronkowski, and I can get open. I could definitely get open because you're gonna have
Okay.
5 people on him. I'll be wide open in the flat every single time.
Okay.
A dear friend of ours
I'm gonna have to
once,
dispute.
a dear friend of ours once got very upset about the Tom Brady hype a long time ago, and said,
He said a dear friend.
a dear friend of ours, and he
Stop.
said, "I'm sick of all these Joe Montana comparisons." And his
But
he
Joe
was
did.
saying,
But
"Hold on,"
Joe had an alpha dog too, man.
he said, "Look, Brady's in a sweet system. He's got a good coach. The whole thing is tailored to his talents." And I'm like,
Got
"You
it.
just described Joe Montana."
You just described Dan Marino. You just described every. There's a lot of guys that will tell you, if I got one guy that I can go to, you could set. Man, AJ Green has been a block this year. Trust me, I got him on my fantasy team, and Tyler Eifert is having an all-world season
Everything.
because AJ Green is blocking, running. They're running screenplays for the tight end and having AJ Green block. But everybody knows how good AJ
Okay.
Green is. I'm saying there's
Right,
different
but
ways you
still,
can work
but
off
here's
of.
here.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because I
But
would
what?
say Andy
But
Dalton's
no.
having a better season than Tom Brady
Okay. Here's what
This
I'm
year.
saying.
this
When
year.
everyone's on the same page, and people are okay with their roles, and the coaches know how to pick and
Oh yeah, no
plug
doubt, no doubt,
and
no
mix and
doubt,
match,
no doubt.
I mean, it's unbelievable what you can do. But
But where does
the
it start,
fact that the
Dion?
Patriots, if you look in the organization, well, here's what I'm. But listen, how many coaches have even come and gone under the Patriots under Bill Belichick? I'm talking about, man. That's one of the most well-oiled machines
Oh,
ever,
let me tack on to that. Let me tack on to
coaching
that.
wise.
Hold on, let me tack on to that. We talk
I mean,
about
my
the
God.
we talk about the
I said,
Parcells
my
coaching tree. We talk about the Bill Walsh coaching tree.
God,
Now he mentions all the coaches that have come and gone under Bill Belichick.
and come back.
Every last one of them dudes that split off solo
Couldn't
sucked.
do nothing. They didn't do
Sucked.
nothing, which is funny. That's why they came back. Josh McDaniel was like, "Let me get this job back. Let me come back."
Right,
Romeo Corbell.
right,
He can't
right.
come back. They won't let
It's
Romeo
like, I
come
mean,
back.
I guess
Dude down in Houston,
I
O'Brien,
would have
O'Brien,
likened it.
terrible.
I mean, I guess I would just liken it to playing with a certain player on the field or in basketball. I mean, like Kobe's gonna, when in his prime, he's gonna make you bring out your best. You know what I mean? Jordan, he demanded. He didn't even have to say it. I got to bring my A game. And in a lot of locker rooms, that's what see, that's what we would talk about
Leadership.
with the Dolphins. Is like we don't need a pep talk when we play. Yeah, exactly. We didn't need a pep talk when I play. We listen. The guy next to me, I didn't want to let him down. So there's a lot that goes that goes into it that plays a part. But I just like to give the coaching staff of New England some praise. I mean, it is not just Tom stinking Brady all day.
Would you?
They got a makeshift line.
Would
The
you?
coaches know they have a makeshift line, so they're preparing and game planning accordingly. You can't just go out there and be like, Tom Brady, take us. Like, are you serious? Like, I mean, come on, people.
So who's coach of the year to your? Is it Ron Rivera, Bill Belichick, Marvin Lewis? You giving it to Bill Belichick?
Wait a minute, we're at the halfway point. We
I
can't.
don't. Yeah, I
It's
don't
the
know.
halfway mark.
Well, don't say nothing. Craig.
That's hard though. But Prev, well, it's too late because Prev already planted the seed. So it's too late. I heard enough. Okay, I heard 2 words. I heard enough. I can't give coach of the year yet because I want to see what Mark Lewis is gonna do. If he can
You
actually
don't
win
have
2
to.
playoff games,
Y'all act like y'all getting
Coach of the
paid for
year.
this. It's called a sports talk show. Just pick somebody and see if you're gonna be right. Yeah, like y'all getting an award or something. You're not getting any. There's no awards at the end of the season for this.
Hey man,
Ain't no double S Project Award.
Thumbs ups.
I told you I picked.
Oh, that's real easy. I'll wait to see if I got the right 6 numbers and win the lottery. Nope, didn't get it that time. Let me wait again.
Well, there's a lot of pride.
I guess I won't play. I guess I won't play because I don't know if I have the right 6 numbers. Come on, man.
But there's a lot of pride at stake here too. I mean, people gotta have pride because I'm not just gonna go and pick Marv Lewis and.
If Marvin Lewis ain't winning the time, I ain't gonna give it to him this time.
I like giving props to the coaches that we just really don't think gonna do anything, and then all of a sudden their team comes out of nowhere.
Marv Lewis is one of them.
No, I expect the Bengals to go 11-7. I'm giving it to Ron Rivera because I did not expect Carolina to be nothing.
Okay, I'll go with that. On that vein, I'll say
somebody's
gonna be like, you're crazy. On that vein, I'm gonna say Jack Del Rio.
That's a good pick too.
I like Jack. Yeah.
That's a good pick.
And I'm not a fan, but come on,
we've never been.
I am. I've always been. I have.
You must have them personal. Me and Prev don't. Jack Del Rio don't do it for us.
But you know what?
Jack Del Rio does not do it for us. But it's the Raiders.
Something together.
It's the Raiders. I mean, they're going to be serious next year. I'm telling you.
The Raiders are so bad. I'm gonna give Derek Carr the comeback player of the year. They were so bad the last couple of years.
Stop.
If you know what last year, Derek Carr was good last year. You gonna give him comeback player of the year?
But the Raiders, listen. The Raiders gonna be off the chain next year. I don't know about
2 quarterbacks that is playing out of their minds right now, and we can't talk about them because their teams were so bad. Blake Bortles is playing out of his freaking mind, dude. Go look at his stats.
Is he really playing out of his mind, or is it just that he's just
Derek Carr is too.
Expectations?
All I'm saying is he got 300. He's got 300-yard and 2 touchdown games up and down. Dude, he's averaging 30+ fantasy points a week, regardless if it's in vain.
They are in garbage gear.
And it starts right there. It starts right there, man. That's the recipe, though. I'm telling you, that's the recipe.
I ain't saying he's bad. I ain't saying he's bad. He's just so much better than everything else they've had recently.
But we would have never thought to take any Jaguar receiver.
Well, wait a minute. Allen Hurns is.
We have to take Jaguar receivers in fantasy because all the rest of them are hurt.
No, we would.
You're right. No, that's true too, bro. That's funny.
And just because one team want to corner the market on receivers getting hurt, the Chargers, just because they want to corner the market.
Can I say this? Can I please? Can I just say this on air?
Rivers go to the Dolphins.
I just have to get this out. Can he please go to the Dolphins? And he's a Wolfpack.
Can we make that
He's
trade?
a guy from State. And Philip, I'm telling you what, Philip is one of the best QBs out there.
I'll take his last 4 years over Tannehill's next 4. I'll take it.
Malcolm Floyd.
I'll take it.
Malcolm Floyd.
That dude, Phillip Rivers, is a monster, man. He makes a couple mistakes here and there, but that dude be throwing that ball, dude. He throws the hell out of that ball.
He's got 2 receivers. He only has 2 receivers.
He ain't got. Well, he got.
Down to 1 now.
He has Gates and Woodhead.
No, he ain't even got
Woodhead.
Gates. Not even doing that. He might. I thought you would give Steven Johnson some credit.
Has
Okay.
Malcolm Floyd has been irrelevant since Vincent Jackson was there. I am so done with that cat. I mean, you talking about
he's done for the season, so you don't have to worry about him no more.
He's always hurt, but that's my point. My point.
And he was retiring at the end of the season, so him and Steve Smith were both retiring. They got hurt.
He's been stealing money.
That is crazy to me. They both announced their retirements, and they both got hurt before the season was over.
Look at dog. He's always hurt. Look at him. Look at that cat's career. But Phillip Rivers never has any receivers to work with. I mean, Vincent Jackson.
Yeah, Keenan Allen.
After Vince left, Vincent couldn't even. Keenan Allen was a beast. But Keenan couldn't. Listen, but Keenan worked well with Vincent Jackson. When Vincent Jackson was there, Vincent Jackson picked him up.
Nah, he never played with Vincent Jackson. You talking?
Keenan Allen's only in his third year.
Okay, I'm thinking about somebody else. All right, I'm thinking about somebody, but I'm Vincent Jackson. When he left there, Vincent, we haven't heard of him. We haven't heard from him.
Vincent?
We haven't heard from him.
Yeah. Hey,
back in the days, it just happened.
So Previn made the point. He said Gurley might have a run for that Rookie of the Year right now, but
nah, he's still a distant second, but he's in the conversation.
Yeah, but that daggone Amari Cooper.
Oh no, I don't know. I think Amari Cooper or isn't Murray, Latavius Murray a rookie?
No, he's a third year guy.
It's his third year. This is third year.
I've never heard of him.
Hey, I heard of him because he was on my fantasy team. He's a Raider. Why would you hear about him?
He's on. Oh wait a minute. He's on mine this year. Yeah.
I'm about to say I got T.J. Yeldon on my team. Ain't nobody heard of him. He's a rookie.
Hey,
when he plays,
let me ask you guys a question.
When he plays,
let me ask the two of you a question. Do you remember long time ago? I was calling for Greg Hardy. I was calling for his head. Long time ago.
But you're not.
Long time ago, be like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
I didn't say anything about that dude 2 weeks
Yes,
ago.
you did. We talked.
I did not.
Yes.
When did we say something about it?
We talked about it for
I didn't. I wasn't on the show at that time.
We felt your spirit.
Thank you, because I knew I wasn't on the show.
I'm like,
you talked about it.
I'd be at work, doing some calculations and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, somewhere, somehow, Dion is talking bad about Greg Hardy.
I'm telling you, boy, because I remember Cuzzo kept telling me, because there's no evidence. There's no evidence. That's all he kept saying.
We ain't arguing it again. Ain't nobody arguing evidence.
What are you talking about?
No. What I'm saying is there's no visual, like with
I was talking about Ray Rice. I was talking about Ray Rice at the beginning.
Making a comparison to Ray Rice.
Yeah, I was making a comparison.
Right.
I was saying this dude got convicted.
I know, but you kept saying, but I was like, he shouldn't be in the league. But you were saying that it's only because there's no visual though.
That wasn't me.
No, we didn't argue that he should be in the league. Nobody argued that.
I told you he was going to be in the league because I'm nobody give a damn. They always looking for talent. This dude got convicted.
That dude got issues. It's like straight up.
He would be in jail if he didn't pay.
What I was saying is, way back with Ray Rice, the whole situation with Ray Rice, what we saw, we had a debate about what that really was, and then we didn't see it, and then we saw the video, and everything was he did what he did, and it happened. And I was saying he didn't go to jail, he didn't get convicted, and you can't just do what you think you should do, but we know what he did, and it was wrong. This dude, Greg Hardy, got convicted. He's a nut. He's an absolute nut.
At the same time, though, I know, but I was still calling for him not to have a job. But on this show, there were people like saying, "Well, there was no visual evidence for people to say, hey, get him out of there."
You talking to?
Nah, I don't know about that. I was saying that
show we don't know about it.
I was saying relative to the fact of what has happened, but he's going to get a job because none of those owners give a damn. That's what I was saying.
I think this will be his one and only. I think this will be his last year.
I've always said that the owners.
Jerry, remember Jerry.
Owners have no morals.
Many people pointed out look, this dude, okay, he beat up his girlfriend. Remember, they had that guy last year that killed his teammate in a car accident,
Killed
and Jerry
Uh,
had him on the sideline
had
at
talking
a
him
about
on the
this is
game.
my
sideline.
guy.
That's what I'm saying. These owners. That's why I was saying way back in the whole big picture things. These owners don't give a damn. They don't care. That's
They
why. That's
don't.
why the whole Ray Rice Ravens organization and all that was a bunch of craziness going on with that. They don't care. The Carolina Panthers didn't even take this dude off the field. They didn't
Right.
even take Greg Hardy off the field when it happened because they didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
No.
don't care.
No.
People forget. People forget
They
that
didn't.
part.
And
People forget the beginning
I
when he went down. He didn't even get taken off the field.
I will say
And
this.
then,
I will say
yeah,
this. If that was my daughter, I would sit her down and question and I would tell her, listen, there's going to be consequences in with your decision on how you want to do this. But the way I feel, you should never compromise who you are for any amount of compensation at all. That to me is just that to me
but
is that's
but
just bad, dog. That's it's
but the
just
one thing that
not
you
good.
miss, Dion, nobody disagrees with the concept of that. But one thing that you can't say, and no, none of us can say, Prev can't say it, you, Lanice, and nobody else. You don't know the level of fear this girl. You don't know the level of
That is
fear.
true.
That
That is
man
true.
is
That
six
no,
foot freaking six, 270 pounds with
yeah.
semi-automatic guns, and beat the hell
Mhm.
out of her. You do
Yeah.
not know the level of fear that girl's going through.
No, that's true. You're
That's
right. You're
hard to
absolutely
judge.
correct.
That's
Absolutely
the
correct
only
on
thing I
that.
would say to that because the concept, you're right. Everybody would love for her to fight this
But
and
you're
put a
right, and
dude
I
like
think
that
I get
behind
what you're
bars.
I
saying
would go
because in
further
her
and say,
mind,
say
she's
Pete, the same
probably
thing that
like,
me and Pete said
mhm,
of the Ray and Janae Rice. You know, I can't speak.
Yeah,
Me and Pete had this discussion, so I know we're on the same page as this. Hey, we aren't of that world. We
right,
cannot identify.
right,
I can
right.
sit here and say some things what I
But
think I know,
I
I
but
got
there's
I got a
certain
lot to
things
say, but it
I
don't do
do
nothing.
not. I've
yeah,
never been in
no,
it.
no
Never
question,
want to be.
no,
No,
no
Dion, but I
question,
agree with you. But it's
no.
just it's hard, man. It's hard to judge something like that. But like I said, man, they these
I
cats.
mean, I
I don't. It's
is
something to talent. It's something about the talent. It's like there's so much lack of talent that you gotta sign a dude like this because you don't think you can go out and find another guy. That's what they do, man. That's
I
what we
mean, Jerry
have.
Jones looked at this as like this was a gift.
Oh, damn, it's
This was
late.
an
he told he
opportunity.
told
This
he
was
looked at he
providence.
said
He was like a
he
prayer
told
had
he
been
told
answered.
he told the American public that this cat was a leader after he displayed anger. Like, let me tell you something. That crap he did on the sideline, that's not passion. I think we can all agree that when we see some people on the sideline go off, we like, okay, yeah, that's passion. He's mad. Greg Hardy went off, and it
Steve
looked
Smith was passion.
different.
Smith
Steve
was
Smith
Yeah,
is
passion.
y'all gonna get
passion,
off
bro.
my little dude.
That's
That's my
pa-
dude,
Hey,
that's
man.
I
pa-
love Smith. What
I
you
love
talking
Steve
about?
Smith, man. I
Smith.
hope he
Steve
comes
Smith is
back.
passion. I
That's
will take
passion.
Steve Smith all day.
I
I'll
hope he
take him
comes
all
back.
day.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Yo, guys, it's late, man. I gotta get off here.
We ain't gonna do Missouri.
Let's not
I
mess
think we
with
should talk
Missouri.
about doing the show more than once. I can't go into Missouri right now.
Yeah, let's not
Well,
mess
you
with
know what?
Missouri.
You know, I said to Pete, since we're not gonna do it, I'm sorry everybody out there if you wanted to hear it.
Yeah,
And
we're
for
not
those
gonna.
of you who didn't want to hear it, congratulations. I said to
Well, but
Pete,
I
I was
think
like,
everything has been said. I think everything that needs to be
I,
Yeah,
said has been
I'm not
said
sure
about it.
everything has been said. That's the thing. That's the funny part. That's what I said to Pete. I was like, it's funny. It happened on Saturday. And while it's simple to a lot of people out there in social media, doing black backflips and all that stuff, black flips, whatever. I'm like, you know
oh
what?
God. Oh God, no.
You know what's gonna happen, Pete. Before you always try to leave before we get really crazy. Like you always try to get out of there. 'Cause I know something crazy is gonna happen.
I
Let's end
mean,
the
no,
show though. Let's
it's
get.
I'll assume the personal shortcoming on this one that
Oh
I
my
have not really been able to completely formulate my thoughts on everything that's happened out there.
Yeah, we'll periscope or put
That's
something
why I
out,
think we
man.
need to have the show more than once a week.
Dion, hey man, pull the hangouts out, man. Send out a hangout. We'll
Let's go
join
ahead and
you.
hang out. got schedules though.
We can come up with a sideshow, man. The
I'm trying,
warehouse.
people.
The
People, I'm
warehouse.
trying.
Dion show.
I'm trying.
Dion, this is what Periscope's all about, where you can have your own platform.
The warehouse, baby.
I don't want my own platform. I want to be a part of a platform. Like, you don't need my
want
own
his
platform.
Well,
I don't want
Yo,
to be
I'm
in
gonna be
control of
honest,
that
straight
y'all.
up,
shit.
I'm about to
I
make
can't.
y'all.
I can't do
straight
it.
up.
Hey, I
Dion
gotta go.
is his own
Because
platform.
I have no
Peace
respect for
out.
myself, so I know my platform will last
You know
one
what?
day.
I'm
I respect
muting
you and Pete, so I'm
everybody.
not gonna do anything to ruin your
I'm
platforms.
muting. All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all,
All
man.
right.
Peace. All
Later
right,
on.
yo. Yeah.
Yep.
Late.